Even how seasoned imager you are, we all tend to make some rookie mistakes again and again. There is no denying that this hobby sometimes gets very frustrating for everybody. This is how to succeed in astrophotography. First thing to think about is the learning curve in astrophotography. There is so much to learn and it might feel too much and confusing. That is why it's so important to go slowly in this hobby. Be patient and do not rush anything. That also applies to your gear as well. So if you are someone who is just getting started, start with a very basic gear that you know you can handle. When you are building your first rig, start with a wide field scope and a simple star tracker, like the Star Adventura 2i. Or if you want a little upgrade to that, go for the GTI. The point is to go for the gear that is easy to use. Once you gain the experience, then it's reasonable to upgrade along the way. Another great way to go about this is to get first a visual reflector telescope. That way you can actually see things with your eyes rather than looking it in your camera. And you'll learn so much about the night sky when you are manually finding these objects. Okay, once you get outside to photograph, take your time on setting up. I know that sometimes you just want to quickly set up so you don't waste any precious time, but trust me, take your time on setting up and properly polar align. If you do it as fast as you can, you might mess something up, and when it's time to shoot, you'll realize that something is not working properly. And then it's time to troubleshoot in the dark, and that is not fun. If you have just completed building your first or new setup, a good tip is to practice before you go out. Set it up inside and learn how to put it together. It's way easier to figure things out inside rather than outside in the dark. Be patient, this is not a sprint. Do not rush. Take your time to polar align. Balance everything and nail your focus. Remember that your focus will change over the night if the temperature changes. And more likely it's going to change, so check on your focus throughout the night. Remember to keep in mind these things. The learning curve. Do not make this already difficult hobby even more difficult. Gradually apply new techniques and gear to your workflow. Preparation and planning. It just can't be stressed enough that how important it is to prepare yourself for a night and have a clear plan for it. Take your time to properly set up, balance, polar line, focus. If something goes wrong, it's usually caused by a tiny error that has been made during setting up. And lastly, take some snacks with you. Clear skies.